Hello, my name is Arjola MERSINI. I am currently PhD candidate in Alexander Moisiu Durrës. My supervisor is Professor Ermira QOSJA. The topic I am going to present is Digital Transformation of SMEs and Startups in Albania, Adoption and Barriers in the Last Decade. Over the past decade, digital technologies have become vital for transforming small business globally, and while Albania's tech sector is growing with supportive programs, the country business environment still ranks moderately and is not yet considered developed. This paper examines the adoption and impact of digital technologies among Albanian SMEs and startups, testing the hypothesis that adoption is hindered by institutional, financial, and infrastructural barriers, but when achieved, it significantly enhances business performance, innovation, competitiveness. Now, we move on to literature review. Albania's technology sector is experiencing significant growth supported by programs like digital innovation hubs. The adoption of business intelligence and knowledge management systems leads to improved decision-making and operational performance for Albanian SMEs, even with finance limitations. While Albania has a progressive legal framework for digital governance, positioning it well in the region, widespread digital adoption is still hampered by persistent constraints. Methodology. This research adopts a mixed methods approach that integrates quantitative data analysis, qualitative content analysis, and ecosystem mapping to examine the transformation of small and medium-sized enterprises, SMEs, and startups in Albania through digital technologies over the past decade. The methodology is designed to investigate both the extent of digital technology adoption and the factors that facilitate or hinder this process in direct relation to the research hypothesis and objectives outlined in this study. As it is represented in the diagram of methodology, this study implied a mixed methods approach combining an analysis of official statistics on digital tool usage with qualitative ecosystem mapping and interviews to identify key barriers, thereby strengthening the validity of the findings through data triangulation. Methodology. This research adopts a mixed methods approach that integrates quantitative data analysis, qualitative content analysis, and ecosystem mapping to examine the transformation of small and medium-sized enterprises, SMEs, and startups in Albania through digital technologies over the past decade. The methodology is designed to investigate both the extent of digital technology adoption and the factors that facilitate or hinder this process in direct relation to the research hypothesis and objectives outlined in this study. Results. Over the past decade, Albanian SMEs and startups have made gradual progress in digital transformation. The percentage of employees using computers at work increased. Digital adoption is significantly higher in information-intensive sectors. These results demonstrate a growing divide between high and low digital intensity industries. Results. E-commerce has become one of the most dynamic aspects of digital adaptation. Enterprises grew in the last 10 years. The COVID-19 pandemic acted as a strong catalyst, particularly in trade and hospitality sectors. Hospitality experienced a rapid growth in the last 5 years. Trade also recorded a sharp increase, rising in the last 5 years. Despite these improvements, participation remains uneven, with some sectors showing limited progress. This is data of usage of information and communication technologies in enterprises by economic activity of enterprises 2015 to 2024. Results. Albania's business ecosystem has evolved with growing institutional and financial support. However, resources are concentrated in Tirana, leaving regional disparities. Coordination among ecosystem actors is limited, reducing scalability. Here it is presented Startup and Innovation Ecosystem Stakeholder Map. Results: Albania's business ecosystem has evolved with growing institutional and financial support. However, resources are concentrated in Tirana, leaving regional disparities. Coordination among ecosystem actors is limited, reducing scalability. Results: Startups in Albania continue to face systemic barriers that hinder their digital transition and competitiveness: human capital, financial, legal, ecosystem support, informality, and visibility. Here we have tech startups' growth challenges subtracted in categories of human resources, financial, legal, business culture, knowledge and mentality, ecosystem support, informality, ideas and innovation, and visibility. Discussion: Digital uptake is strong in ICT and services but weak in manufacturing and trade. Temporary boost to e-commerce and digital work, but adoption was reactive. Skill gaps and immigration hinder innovation. Bureaucracy and lack of startup frameworks limit growth. Fragmented support system overly centralized in Tirana. Conclusions: Investing in internet and digital services outside of cities is necessary to make sure everyone has fair access. Teaching digital skills through training and mentoring and having universities and business work together is vital to keep new ideas and innovation going. Financial support like startup funding and special grants needs to be increased and better suited to what small business actually require. Law needs to be updated to create a clear and supportive system for new companies and to make online business official. By coordinating its policies, education system, and business support, Albania can become a growing center for digital technology in the region. In the end, I want to thank you so much for having me